Welcome back to Lakers News Fan Report, where we bring you the latest and most exciting sports news every single day. And today, Lakers fans, we're diving into a story that could shift the balance of power in the entire Western Conference, maybe even the NBA. A story that starts in Denver, but might just end in Los Angeles. Stick around, because what we're about to unpack could define the next chapter of Lakers basketball, and you won't want to miss a second of it. Now let's set the scene. The Lakers are riding high into the playoffs. Luka Doncic has been nothing short of sensational. LeBron James is still redefining what year 22 looks like, and Austin Reeves continues to solidify himself as a legitimate two-way threat. But even with all that firepower, there's a growing buzz, an itch, if you will. That one more piece feeling. Could it really be that the Lakers, already loaded with star talent, are eyeing another elite guard? And not just anyone, Jamal Murray. Let's talk facts. According to multiple reports coming out of Colorado, including an eye-opening piece from the Denver Post, the Nuggets are at a crossroads. A disappointing finish to the regular season, early playoff doubts, and then the bombshell. Both Michael Malone and GM Calvin Booth shown the door. That kind of shakeup doesn't happen unless something big is brewing behind the scenes. And insiders close to the team say it. The front office has been quietly toying with the idea of breaking up the core. So here's the million-dollar question. Could Jamal Murray actually be available this offseason? And if he is, could the Lakers swoop in and pull off another blockbuster? Now, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Murray isn't officially on the trade block yet, but this is the NBA. And in this league, momentum and whispers can become reality fast, especially with a franchise like the Lakers involved. They're not just bystanders, they're opportunists. And when opportunity knocks, Rob Pelinka usually answers. But let's break down why this makes sense on both sides. For the Lakers, the timing might be perfect. LeBron James, while still producing at an elite level, can't carry the full load like he used to. Luka Doncic, despite being one of the most gifted offensive players in the world, thrives best when he doesn't have to do everything. And Jamal Murray? He's a proven scorer, a dynamic ball handler, a playoff assassin. And here's the key, he doesn't need the ball 24/7 to be effective. Imagine this, Luka runs the offense, LeBron exploits mismatches, and Jamal Murray lurks, ready to attack off screens, knock down open threes, or take over late in the fourth when defenses collapse. That's not just a scary trio. That's a nightmare for opposing coaches. And the numbers back it up. In 23 playoff games during Denver's 2023 title run, Murray averaged 26.1 points, 7.1 assists, and 5.7 rebounds, while shooting 47.3% from the field and 39.6% from three. He was clutch, calm, and cold-blooded. You don't just stumble into those numbers. That's championship DNA. But let's not forget, the Lakers would have to give something up. And that's where things get complicated. Max Christie, Jalen Hood-Schifino, Rui Hachimura, maybe even Jared Vanderbilt. Those are names that would have to be on the table. And that's not even touching on future first-round picks, which the Lakers still have limited control over, depending on protections and swaps with New Orleans. So the question becomes, is it worth it? That's where the speculation heats up. Because sure, losing Rui's size and shooting would sting. Hood-Schifino's upside is intriguing, but none of those players are guaranteed to impact this playoff run. Murray? He walks into Game 1 and instantly elevates the team's ceiling. He gives you a real chance to go toe-to-toe with any big three in the league, Phoenix, Milwaukee, Boston, you name it. Now here's something even juicier. League insiders say the Lakers have already begun internal discussions about Murray. Not just casual interest, but legitimate, targeted planning. Salary matching scenarios, potential three-team frameworks, and timelines that would align with LeBron's decision to opt in or test free agency. They're planning for and beyond LeBron. And Jamal Murray might be the bridge that makes both timelines possible. But let's flip it to the Denver side. Why would they move Murray? Isn't he part of the core that won a title? Absolutely. But there's pressure mounting in Denver. And after this year's messy, underwhelming campaign, voices inside the organization are reportedly split. Some believe Murray's injuries have started to take a toll. Others worry about his fit long-term next to Nikola Jokic. And then there's the financial side. The new CBA punishes teams that overspend. Moving Murray now, when his value is still high, could give Denver the flexibility to retool without fully rebuilding. A package from the Lakers that includes multiple young players and picks could appeal to a Denver front office looking to pivot without tanking. Add in a third team, say Orlando or Toronto, and the possibilities get even more creative. But here's the kicker. Murray himself might be open to a change. Sources say Murray has long admired LeBron's leadership and Luka's ability to control the game. Playing in Los Angeles under the brightest lights in sports could appeal to a player looking to expand his brand, his legacy, and his championship potential. He's already done it in Denver. Maybe now he's ready for the next step. And let's not pretend the Lakers aren't interested in names. This is the franchise that brought in AD, Westbrook, and now Luka. They swing big. It's what they do. And if the price is right, don't be shocked if the next jersey Jamal Murray wears is purple and gold. Now let's circle back to where we started. The Lakers are in the playoffs. They're playing some of their best basketball of the year. And they've discovered a death lineup that's wreaking havoc on opposing teams. But while the present looks promising, this front office is always thinking one step ahead. If Jamal Murray becomes available, the Lakers will be ready. And if they pull the trigger, we could be looking at a new super team. A trio that balances youth, experience, and pure offensive firepower. So, what do you think about all of this? Would you be willing to trade a few young pieces and picks to add Jamal Murray to this Lakers roster? Do you think he's the missing piece for banner number 18? Or would it be too risky, too disruptive to the chemistry the Lakers have already built? Dan Hurley's presence could be a magnet for a very specific kind of player, not necessarily the glitzy superstar chasing max money and palm trees, but the competitive, hungry, cerebral kind of talent that wants to win. That wants to be part of something being built, not just a collection of names. Think of the Lakers targeting players like Dante DiVincenzo, who flourished in structured systems, or even making a play for Tyus Jones, a steady hand at point guard who could thrive under Hurley's system. These aren't flashy moves, but they're smart ones. And that's what Hurley brings. Basketball intelligence. And then there's the long game. Dan Hurley isn't a short-term solution. If this hire happens, it's with the intention of giving him time, letting him build. This isn't about riding LeBron's coattails to one last deep playoff run. It's about creating a new Lakers era, one that blends the pedigree of the past with precision of modern basketball. Let's not forget, Pat Riley was once an unknown. Phil Jackson was a gamble. Even Eric Spoelstra had critics before the rings came. Great coaching hires often feel unconventional at first, but they work because they fit the moment. And this is the moment. The Lakers are at a crossroads. They can double down on the past, try to squeeze one more run out of an aging core, or they can look ahead, reimagine the blueprint. And in that future, a coach like Dan Hurley might not just be a surprise. He might be the spark that lights the next dynasty. You also have to consider the ripple effects. Bringing in Murray could elevate the play of everyone around him. Imagine the kind of spacing he could create for Luka, the kind of fast break opportunities he could generate with LeBron, or the open looks he'd help generate for someone like Reeves or Dillo, assuming he sticks around in a bench role. That kind of gravity changes games. There's also a psychological component here. When you bring in a player like Murray, who's proven he can deliver in high-pressure moments, it raises the bar in practice, in the locker room, and in every game. That internal competition, that championship mindset, it's contagious. And the Lakers are hungry for that kind of edge. And let's not ignore what this would mean for Murray himself. After years of being Robin to Jokic's Batman, the move to LA could offer him a chance to redefine his narrative. Not just as a co-star, but as a closer. A killer in the clutch on a team built to contend now and later. Some might argue the Lakers should preserve their depth. But in the postseason, stars win games. Coaches tighten rotations. And having another closer, another guy who can get you 30 on any given night, can be the difference between a second-round exit and a finals appearance. You can't teach that kind of scoring instinct. Murray has it. From a strategic standpoint, Murray's fit is almost seamless. He's comfortable playing on or off the ball, which is crucial next to two dominant creators in Luka and LeBron. He's also a high IQ player who thrives in the pick and roll, something that could be weaponized in new ways alongside Anthony Davis, if he remains a Laker. And speaking of Davis, imagine the two-man game potential between him and Murray. The inside-out combo, the pick and pop, the alley-oop threats. It's enough to keep opposing defenses scrambling. Murray's quick trigger and elite footwork make him deadly in these situations, especially when defenses collapse on AD. Meanwhile, the Lakers' front office has been operating with a quiet sense of urgency. They know LeBron's window is closing, even if he's still playing at an elite level. Moves like this aren't just about this year. They're about laying a foundation for the next phase post-LeBron. And Murray could be a cornerstone in that future. Even if the trade doesn't materialize immediately, the fact that it's being discussed shows where the Lakers' heads are at. They're not waiting for opportunity to knock, they're building the door themselves. It's a proactive, calculated approach that has defined successful eras of Lakers basketball. Let's not forget, the Western Conference isn't getting any easier. Teams like Oklahoma City, Minnesota, and Sacramento are on the rise. If the Lakers want to keep pace, or better yet, stay ahead, they need to evolve. Adding a player like Murray isn't just keeping up with the arms race. It's setting the standard. And for Denver, moving Murray would sting. But if they believe in long-term sustainability, this could be their chance to retool without completely falling off. Swapping one established star for multiple assets could set them up for another run 2 years down the line, with Jokic still in his prime. There's also a chance the Lakers aren't done with just Murray. With a new CBA making it harder to stockpile stars, front offices are looking for creative ways to load up without blowing up the books. Could we see a two-move plan? Murray now, and another role player in free agency? Keep your eyes on names like Buddy Hield or Kelly Olynyk. The vibe in LA is shifting. This isn't just a win-now team. It's becoming a destination again. Luka has brought a fresh energy, a new identity. LeBron still commands attention. And if Murray joins that mix, the Lakers become not just contenders, but favorites. There's also the X factor of coaching. If Dan Hurley really does come in, he brings a structure and attention to detail that could unlock even more from a player like Murray. Hurley's disciplined, defense-first mindset could be the perfect counterbalance to the offensive fireworks this trio would bring. Murray, by all accounts, is coachable. He's not a locker room problem. He's not looking to be the center of attention. He just wants to win. That mentality fits perfectly with the current Lakers culture, which has quietly shifted from drama-driven to detail-oriented. Credit to Rob Pelinka and the front office for that evolution. And let's talk about health. One of the knocks on Murray has been his injury history. Fair. But the Lakers have one of the best medical and training staffs in the league. They've managed LeBron's minutes, they've preserved AD through tough stretches, and with the right plan, they could keep Murray fresh and explosive when it matters most. From a fan perspective, this is exactly the kind of move that electrifies the base. Jersey sales, buzz on social media, national spotlight. The Lakers are always a draw, but you bring in a cold-blooded shotmaker like Murray, and suddenly every game feels like must-see TV. That matters for a franchise built on stars and spectacle. And think about the postseason chess match. When defenses load up on Luka, who takes that pressure off? Right now, it's LeBron or Reeves in spurts. But add Murray, you've got a third weapon who thrives in chaos. A guy who wants the ball with 20 seconds left and the season on the line. There's also a strong narrative element here. Murray going from a small-market hero in Denver to the biggest stage in basketball? That's a storyline the league would lean into hard. Prime-time games, Christmas Day matchups, late-night ESPN segments. It's all part of the Lakers machine. And Murray stepping into that spotlight? It just feels right. Even defensively, Murray can hold his own. He's not an all-defensive caliber guy, but he competes. He communicates. And in a playoff setting, where switches and effort matter more than raw talent, he won't be a liability. Especially with someone like Hurley potentially instilling a more rugged defensive identity. The Lakers don't need Murray to be perfect. They need him to be timely, to be a shot creator, a momentum shifter, someone who can change a quarter, a series, or maybe even a season with one hot stretch. And that's exactly who he's been in the past. Just ask the Clippers how it felt to face Bubble Murray. Financially, the deal would be tricky, but not impossible. The Lakers would likely have to shed contracts, include expiring deals, and potentially bring in a third team. But given the front office's recent creativity, like how they landed Rue and overhauled the roster mid-season in 2023, there's every reason to believe they could make the math work. From a branding standpoint, this would also be a slam dunk. Murray has a loyal Canadian following. Add that to the Lakers' global fan base, and you suddenly have a cross-border market explosion. He'd instantly become one of the most marketable guards in the league, especially if the wins follow. Some fans might prefer a safer route. Develop the youth, build slow. Don't sacrifice flexibility. And that's valid. But history shows us the Lakers don't do slow. They do bold. They do aggressive. And when they see an opportunity to strike, they don't hesitate. That's how banners are won. There's also a cultural shift happening around the team. The presence of Luka has brought a level of poise and offensive creativity that we haven't seen since peak LeBron. Adding Murray to that mix would enhance the tempo, spacing, and unpredictability. Suddenly, the Lakers aren't just talented, they're dangerous. And don't underestimate the recruiting power of LeBron and Luka. Those two alone can sway players. But if you add the prestige of the Lakers and a long-term vision built around winning and development, that's a pitch few players can turn down. Personally, as a Lakers fan, I'm fired up just thinking about it. Murray in LA? That would be electric. Clutch shooting, championship poise, and a backcourt that could rival anything in the league. I need to hear what you think. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'll be reading every single one. And hey, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to Lakers News Fan Report, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. The playoffs are here. The rumors are heating up. And if there's one thing we know about the Lakers, it's that anything can happen. We'll be watching. We'll be covering it all. And we'll be right here to break it down for you. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.